Don't forget to check out my podcast, you guys. Giving away a toaster. Yeah, that's the proper response. At the end of my set, I'm going to pick it up and chuck it over my head like it's a wedding bouquet. Whoever catches it is probably getting stitches. I love those memes that are like, you and a friend have to eat 500 chicken nuggets, 4 large fries, 2 Diet Cokes in under an hour. Who do you pick to be on your team? My dog. That's an easy one. Now give us our free t-shirts. It was my dog's birthday the other day. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And to celebrate my dog's birthday, I decided to cook his food hibachi style. I pulled out all the tricks, the whole shebang. The only problem though is, now my dog refuses to eat his food until he sees an onion volcano. I'm a crazy dog dad, if you guys can't tell already. Like, I created my dogs their own Instagram account just so I could tag them in memes. And I remember this one time, this girl slid into my dog's DMs. Not mine, my dog's DMs. And she was like, "Aw, how cute. Is it a boy or a girl?" And I was like, "Aw, thanks. It's actually a dog, though." They say dogs are just like their owners. I never thought much of that until I got my dog. But it is true, because my dog is just like me. Because my dog is terrified of vacuums. Or if you leave some treats on the counter, I'm going to help myself. No, my dog really is like me, though, because my dog has anxiety. Like, he'll give me the puppy eyes to not take him places. Like, one time we were at the park, and he escaped off his leash. Instead of chasing rabbits or squirrels, he just ran back home. He was like, "Have fun on your walk. I'll meet you back at the house." I was scrolling Twitter earlier today, and I came across this funny article I want to share with you guys. It goes, "Florida woman arrested." So right off the bat, you already know it's going to be a good story. Florida woman arrested after she mistakenly gave her preschool class margaritas during snack time. So since it was a mistake, I just want to know, at what point did she realize what she was doing? Like, was it when she was cutting the limes? Or was it when she was salting the sippy cups? She's just like, "Shit, these are kids. I should be putting sugar on the rims." No, my high school scandal was also pretty wild. Freshman year algebra, my math teacher was the coolest guy. All the students loved him. He had a bald head, full beard. He played guitar in a rock band. And one day when he was handing back test papers, this girl was not happy with her grade, and she flips him the bird. And without even missing a beat, he just goes, "Ma'am, put your shower toy away." Whole class goes crazy like he hit a Game 7 buzzer beater. She runs to the principal's office, and he gets fired that day on the spot. And like I said, all the students loved him, so word of his firing spread around the school like a wildfire. And the next day, a bunch of students organized a protest at the flagpole. They were all like, "You can't fire him! That was hilarious!" I also read this other funny article about this lady who gets paid 10 grand a kid to name rich people's babies. Like, shit, for that kind of money, I'll name a rich baby. I'm gonna start my own company naming rich babies. 50 grand a kid, I'll name your baby. These rich couples are gonna start flocking to me instead of her, because 50 grand, that's the best baby name money can buy. Well, she's over there at 10 grand, like the Timu of baby names. If it's a boy, that's an easy one. I'm naming it Bo Nix. And if it's a girl, that's also an easy one. I'm naming it Bo Nix Et. God, I love the Broncos. Some people fall for those fake car warranty scams. My parents fall for fake movie trailers. Like the other day, my dad was like, "Hey, have you seen the trailer for the new Scream movie? It takes place in the Ratatouille universe, and the rat is the killer." And I'm like, "That's not real, Dad." And he's like, "Well, how do you know?" And I'm like, just trust me on that one. Or my mom, another day, was like, "Hey, have you seen the trailer for the new Fast and Furious movie? They find a DeLorean, travel back in time, and are riding on dinosaurs." And I was like, "Okay, well, that one might actually be real." I wouldn't put it by Vin Diesel. So what we're going to do for this next bit here is, I'm going to give you 3 movies my parents have told me about, 2 fake, and 1 real one. And you've got to figure out which one is the real movie. Option A, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Oozing tomatoes from outer space go on a rampage as they take over the world. Option B, Tusk. A podcaster gets kidnapped by a mysterious man who surgically turns him into a walrus. Or option 3, Velocipaster. After losing his parents in a freak accident, a man travels to China, where he discovers that he has a mysterious ability to transform into a dinosaur. Although he is horrified by his powers, a sex worker convinces him to use them to fight crime. Which one do you think's the real movie? A, B, or C?
B.
Plot twist, they're all real movies. Velocipastors, cult classic horror movie, released in 2017. Tusk, released in 2014, and stars Justin Long. And Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, released in 1978, and has 3 sequel movies to it. Return of the Killer Tomatoes, Killer Tomatoes Strike Back, and Killer Tomatoes Eat France. I also think there might be a 4th one, but it might be AI, I'm not sure. Does it make me an alcoholic if I'm a rewards member at my local dive bar? No? Cool, just checking. You call it alcoholism, I call it brand loyalty. One of my favorite things to do at dive bars is to convince strangers that beavers went extinct. Like, you put a couple beers in me, and I just start spreading misinformation. I can't help myself. I'll just be like, hey, did you know beavers have been extinct for over a decade? And usually that right there gets them. But sometimes they'll fight back, and they'll be like, oh yeah, what's this? And I'm like, that's AI. And they're like, oh yeah? What about this one? I'm like, that one's cake. You meet the coolest people at dive bars, though? Because I met this one guy who was telling me about how he hides beer in the bushes. He hides beer in the bushes, so that way when he gets kicked out of the bar or it closes late at night, he can have a beer for his walk home from the bar. So we called him Forrest Drunk. Because, like his mama always told him, bushes are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to find. Well, anyways, one day I saw Forrest riding his bike home from the bar. So I texted all my friends. I'm like, dude, I know Forrest's route to the bar. I'm like, let's get drunk and find his beers. And my one friend's like, that's mean. Let's hide more beers in the bushes for him. And I was like, hell yeah. Well, then fast forward a couple weeks, I'm at the bar late one night, and I see Forrest talking to this other guy. And he's told him, hey, if you pay my bar tab, I'll give you these magic beer bush seeds. He's like, I'm telling you, you plant them and the bushes grow beers. It's great. And at this point, I'm kind of feeling bad for leading him on so long. So I was like, I should go over there and say something. But instead, I just followed that other guy home that night and hid beers in his bushes. I'm Zach Barcast.